Hey bestie, welcome back or welcome if you are new, and today is all about how I film and edit my videos. This video has been so highly requested and I am finally doing it for you. Today we are talking about everything that I use to film and edit my videos, my editing process for long and short form content, and if there's anything you're specifically interested in, I will have the timestamps all in the description below so you can click on whatever you're looking for. So without further ado, because we have a lot to talk about, let's jump into it. The first section of this video is all about equipment. This is everything I use to actually film my videos. Starting with what I use to film my long form content, I use the DJI Osmo Pocket 3, which is what I'm filming on, which is what every single video on my YouTube channel, except for my first video on here, is filmed on. All of them from the DJI Osmo Pocket 3. I cannot rave about this camera enough. I absolutely love this camera. I love it because it's small, compact, has a gimbal built into it. You can do color grading from within the camera. There's so many settings like slow-mo, time-lapse, low light, normal lighting. You can take photos on it and the photos come out really great too. And I love that it's just so easy for me to take with me on the go and nobody knows what it is when I'm filming in public. It's amazing. With this camera, oh my god, it's just so discreet. It makes filming so easy in public and I just can't rave about it enough. I could talk about it all day long. For my short form content, I use both the DJI Osmo Pocket 3 and my phone, which is the Galaxy S21 Ultra. I love the camera on this phone so much and I really enjoy filming on my phone. I just wish that the stabilization was better, which is why I tend to use the DJI Osmo Pocket 3 more like when I'm outside the house, but when I'm in the house, my phone is my bestie and I love filming my UGC content on here, taking my UGC photos on here, just kind of documenting my life. When I don't want to bust out the camera, just grab my phone, and I really mainly use my phone for content creation. I really don't use it for anything else other than making phone calls and random texts here and then. For my tripod, I use the tripod UB size from Amazon. I don't even know if this is on Amazon anymore, if I'm being honest, because I got it 6 years ago. I think my mom got it for me for a birthday present when I started content creation, because I was that person. I took my phone and I stacked it on a bunch of books and everything, and that's not a bad thing when you're starting, because I did that with my phone. I edited on my phone, posted on my phone. It was a very lengthy, tedious process when I started. We have progressed, we have grown, we have flourished, and now your girl has had a tripod, the same one, for 6 years. I like this tripod because it has the little grippers on the feet, so that's not going to slide around anywhere, and it's not one of those like super thin plastic tripods. I don't know how people put so much faith in those. This one is actually a metal tripod. I think it is metal, and it has the plastic clips where you can open them and then you can just pull the tripod up to adjust it to different lengths. And I just find this one to be so much more sturdy than a lot of the tripods on the market without being super bulky. And then for the tripod head, I actually use a different tripod head. I like this very much because I can put my phone on here and you can rotate it to do horizontal videos or vertical videos. You can just rotate it like that. But my favorite part is there's this little knob on here that allows you to adjust the holder, so I can open it like this, put my phone inside of here, and then I can close it tightly against my phone. That way my phone is not just going to launch out of the phone holder. I've had that happen one too many times on the phone holders where you just pry it open and put all of your faith in this phone holder to not break your phone, and my phone is literally launched across the room. I pray for 5 seconds, hoping like, oh my god, did I just break my phone? Please tell me I didn't break my phone. And then thankfully I did not, but I got tired of that, so I grabbed this phone mount, and this thing has been a game changer. Then I have this clip-on light, and I love this light because it does come with multiple settings. So this is the white light, warm lighting, and then the neutral lighting, and this is the lowest brightness, and it does go up quite a bit actually. So I want to say this is the brightest that it goes, and you can tell that that is actually pretty bright. That's neutral. Then we have the white light, which is what I like to use. And then we have the warm light. I do think eventually I am going to get a ring light. I actually don't have a ring light that works. If you have recommendations, I know I'm telling you this, but if you have recommendations, feel free to drop it in the comments. But I love this because it's super small, compact, easy to take with me on the go, and I can just slip it onto almost anything in my house. What I will say though is I definitely like a 1000% prefer natural lighting. That's what I'm using right now for this video, and usually in most of my videos. I don't like to use a bunch of artificial lighting because it's also really difficult to edit in your videos, and because I'm someone that wears glasses, a lot of ring lights actually cause reflections in my glasses, and that light actually doesn't cause reflections in my glasses. So I have not found a good lighting situation, like a good lighting setup for me, because I wear glasses. I prefer more natural lighting. I don't want lighting that's gonna look super harsh to make my videos look cheesy. I don't like that. I prefer natural lighting 1000%. For a microphone, I generally use the DJI mic that came with my Osmo Pocket 3. I got the creator combo, and I mainly use this for my short form content. I don't think I've ever used it in long form content except for testing it when I got my Osmo Pocket 3. I have to say, I love this microphone so much, and it comes with a little magnet on the back that you can actually clip on the inside of your shirt so that you can place the microphone right here. And I've done that before, and I think it works so well. I love the sound quality on this, and I do think that if you're going to go and invest in the Osmo Pocket 3, I do think that you should go ahead and get the creator combo. I think it's 1000% worth the money, and it's honestly the best money that I've ever spent. Lastly is an external hard drive, and this is the best investment you will make as a content creator. And I know you've seen this one. This one has this orange border around it, and this actually makes it shockproof. So if you accidentally drop it, in theory, it's going to protect your external hard drive. Your girl's been there, and I have actually dropped my external hard drive before and I lost everything. So do yourself a favor and get one that's shockproof with the bumpers so that you don't do what I did. And I use an external hard drive not only to store all of my footage, but when I dump my footage from my phone or my Pocket 3, I do not dump it on my laptop. I do not dump it on my laptop. I dump it on the external hard drive, because if you actually dump all your footage on your laptop or your computer, you're going to bog it down and it's going to break down faster than it would if you just stored everything on your external hard drive. Like I said, this is one of the best investments you will make as a content creator. So if you want to check it out, I do have it linked on my storefront on Amazon, which is also in the description below. Before I forget, the laptop that I use is an HP laptop. I'll have the specs on the screen, the exact laptop that I have. And I love this laptop so much. It's what I use to edit all of my content. I rarely edit content on my phone because I prefer to have a bigger screen. This is what I edit everything on. It's right here with the outline for this video. That's why I'm pointing over here. But I absolutely love this laptop. It's budget friendly. It's fast. It has a lot of storage. And I do think for right now, it is great. Eventually, I am going to upgrade to either a gaming laptop or gaming PC because it has fast processors that are great for video editing. Plus your girl wants to play some games on there too. Let's talk about editing, the part that I know you've been waiting for. I love the video editing process because it is our time to shine with our creativity, to showcase our personality, and really show our style as content creators and share stories with our viewers. I think it's so fun to create stories from our vlogs and sharing it with our viewers because it builds an authentic connection, and I genuinely enjoy sharing my life with you. It is one of the highlights of content creation for me because I get to be like so real and authentic with you. Like, we're besties, we're friends. Getting to share my life with you is a privilege, and I'm grateful that you're here watching my videos. So it's really important that if you're starting a content creation journey, you want to build that authentic connection with your audience by being realistic, relatable, telling stories through your content, and just being there for your viewers. To edit all of my videos, and I do mean all of my videos, I use Capcut, the free version. The only time I've ever used the pro version was when I had to have captions for a brand collaboration, and at that time, Capcut removed captions as a free option, like a free effect in the video editing platform, which that was a big downside because I'm like, come on, Capcut, like, you know that everybody uses captions, but you know everybody cannot afford however much that costs a year for Capcut Pro. I do love using Capcut. I genuinely think it is the most beginner friendly, easy to understand, organized platform, and that's why a lot of creators use it. And also because there's a free version for PC and your phone, and I have it on, I think, my iPad, my phone, and my laptop. I mainly use it on my laptop. I only ever use it on my phone if I need to do like little touch-ups or tweaks to the content. Overall, Capcut has all of the basic tools that you need to create a stellar video, including some really cool overlays, transitions, text, like different fonts, text animations. There's a lot of stuff that's still free on there. A lot of the stuff that isn't free anymore is stuff like the captions, masking, I think like the automatic background removal. There's always been like overlays and animations and effects, transitions that have always been pro, but you can still make stellar videos without the pro version. Before jumping into my editing flow, we are going to quickly talk about how I make my thumbnails and also how I do my intros and outros. First of all, for my thumbnails, I will start by getting screen grabs or photos off my phone, and I will import them into Lightroom. And in Lightroom, I do very, very, very light editing to my photos. I don't like them being oversaturated, overexposed, too dark. I like it to be pretty similar to the image that I took, but there's just a little bit of enhancing that I like to do. And then if I need a cutout for my thumbnails, I will take it into Procreate, which is $10. It's a one-time, like, lifetime payment. I paid that like years ago and I still use the app. And I just go in there with the eraser tool and I erase my background. And then after that, I will import all of those images into Canva. In Canva, I have, I think, 4 or 5 thumbnail designs that I'm going between for my channel for different styles of videos. And I generally keep my branding the same, but I change the photos, the text, and everything like that just to make it to where everything's still cohesive, but it's not super repetitive, which I do think is a mistake that I'm learning from last year. For my intro and my outro for my normal videos, like you see in today's video, I actually made those in Canva as well. It was super easy. The background is a little aura wallpaper that I made in Procreate. I put a little green screen on the one screen in today's video, ... and then my footage will be put in the little green screen. And then for the outro, I have been using that same outro template for years, and I don't even know, like, there's like my name, there's the subscribe, like, comment, subscribe, my profile picture, previous video, recommended for you. You can do the whole placement by looking up like YouTube end screen template, and you just kind of use it as a little transparent overlay in Canva, and you can create your own design there. If you think that's too confusing, wait for a few minutes because I have something for you. If you saw last week's video, I have a Netflix inspired vlog intro, and I don't know why I didn't do this sooner because it was so cool and it was so fun to make. I know a lot of people don't want to make it on their own and make thumbnails on their own in the intros and the outros. So what I've done for you is I have made a little bundle on my Beacon store where you can purchase a bundle that has a few different thumbnail templates, a basic intro template, a basic outro template, and the Netflix inspired template. Now, the only thing is when you purchase this, I do ask, and it's in the terms of the agreement purchasing this product, is that 1, you don't sell it as your own. 2, you customize it, but if you want to resell it, you need to create something from scratch, not from my template. And 3, to just enjoy it, enjoy using it, and have fun with it. I wanted to put this in the description and on my Beacon store because I know that sometimes it is very frustrating learning how to make an intro and an outro and thumbnails, and it can just be a very overwhelming experience, and I want to give you something to get you started so you're not focusing so much on that, but you're focusing on actually making the content. We are now entering the video editing workflow, and we are starting with long form content. I'm going to walk you through this step by step, and there will be b-roll on the screen so you can see what I'm talking about. Pre-step 1 is to transfer all of your footage to your external hard drive or your computer if you want to, but preferably your external hard drive. Step 1 is to load all of your footage into Capcut and then drag it on the timeline and let it sit there for about 10 to 15 minutes to optimize. Step 2 is the longest step out of this whole process, and that is the amazing rough cut. It is the rough cut because you go through and you cut out any kinds of pauses, heavy breathing like I do, any mistakes in your words. If you have talking clips that are too long, you can cut those down. This is essentially where you go through your entire video and you cut out anything that you don't want in the video. And for me, generally, the rough cut takes anywhere from 1 to 2 hours depending on how long the video is. In step 2, after the rough cut, immediately I go in and I make some minor color adjustments. You're seeing them on the screen. I do +5 for temperature, +15 for saturation, -1 for exposure, and +1 for contrast. I feel like this edits my footage just enough to not look like overly edited, but to really kind of add some color into it, because I do use just the regular settings in my Pocket 3, so it's kind of like cooler tones, but I like kind of warmer, saturated, vibrant looking tones. Step 3 is to place your intro and outro. So I don't do this at the very beginning because I prefer to get my rough cut done first. So I will drag my intro clip down to the intro section. My outro intro clip, drag it to the end of the video, and then I will go through my video and grab all of the little clips that I want to put in my intro. I do that after my intro is placed so that everything doesn't shift while I'm trying to find the footage. And you're probably wondering, how do you line up those clips with the green box that's on the intro? I'm gonna read it off my screen so I don't mess it up for you. Pro tip, the adjustments to make my clips fit into my green box in my intro is to scale it down to 76% and adjust the Y position to 82. This can vary depending on if you make your own and you move like the green box, but if you get the template I have in the description below, you should be able to just use those same adjustments. Step 4 is where we can get creative. So this is where we start adding in like our transitions, our text, our sound effects. I love this. So we're gonna go through a couple of my favorite things I love to do. First, after my intro to go into my video, I do use the circle transition, which you guys see all the time. And then I like to put in my text if I have like promotion codes, something I want to mention, if I made like a mistake like PSA. But when I do text, what I like to do is either use the wave 3 animation or I will use the typewriter animation. And with the typewriter animation, I will actually get the typewriter audio and put it below that text so that it looks like someone's like typing on the screen. The other one that I like to do is when the text just kind of pops up on the screen, and then I will actually look up a pop sound effect, place it underneath the text so that it looks like it's going pop with the text. I love doing this because it also grabs the viewer's attention and it also makes your videos more interesting. The one thing to note is you don't want to do this too often because it can make your video too much. There are a lot of people that can get away with it because that's been their styles for years, but if you're just starting, you kind of want to like ease into that with your audience. So for me, I do it like every once in a while, not all the time because I'm still working on my videos as well. You can never say that your editing style is perfect because you are always learning. You have to adapt, learn new things. You are always creating something different. Step 5 is to add music, and this is one of the most important things I'm going to tell you in this whole video. Please do not just use music from Capcut in your YouTube videos without doing your research. I personally never ever use any music from Capcut for my YouTube videos or my YouTube shorts. Never have, never will. I only use music from the YouTube audio library because if you risk that, you can get a copyright strike on your channel if you don't have the rights to the music, if you don't know for sure if you can use it, or if you just don't use whatever audio you want. It is a mistake. Please do not do that and risk getting a copyright strike on your account. And with all of my audios, I like to take it down to -10 for volume, and then I do a 1 second fade in and fade out because I feel like it's a better transition instead of having like an abrupt start, an abrupt ending, going from like this really loud music to talking clip. I feel like this makes it more of a seamless transition. Step 6, as much as you probably don't want to after you've been working on your videos, say anywhere from 1 to 6 hours, which is usually what mine is, you are going to want to do the full watch through. It's like the final watch through of your process. You're going to watch your video from beginning to end, make sure everything's lined up, sound effects are lined up, text spellings are correct, you don't have any pauses or buts or ums that you missed. You're going to want to make sure that it is good to go. You love the result, you like how it looked, and please do not post a video that you are not proud of, that you do not like, because your viewers aren't going to like it either. This is something that a lot of people don't talk about. If you post a video that you're not feeling proud of, you don't like it, it doesn't make you excited, it doesn't make you want to stay and watch it, don't post it because your viewers are not going to watch that video. And step 7 is to export the video, and like I said, export it to your external hard drive. I really believe that this helps not bog down your computer. It saves storage. It essentially is saving your computer's life. So if you want your computer to last longer, I would seriously highly recommend thinking about getting an external hard drive. Moving on to how I edit my short form content. If you don't know what short form content is, that is anything like YouTube Shorts, Instagram Reels, TikToks, when Neptune launches, Neptunes, all of those are essentially short form content. And I think the average length for all these platforms is 1 to 3 minutes. And I think some of them are longer, but to me, I don't watch anything longer than 3 minutes. I've been asked, what kind of clips do you get when you film to make your videos more engaging? filming. So for me, there's a couple that I like to get. There's the ones where I'm standing here talking to you. There's the POV clips where you're holding your camera while you're doing something. There are the clips where it's like a panning shot where you're showing your background. I like getting the ones where it's just I'm holding the camera and I'm walking. And there's the ones where, you know, you're walking and you have your phone up here, like kind of a selfie kind of mode. And there's just the standstill footage where if you put your phone or your camera on the counter and you're like cooking, you know, chopping up some vegetables. You want to get a wide variety of clips because that's going to make your videos more engaging. You don't have to do a transition between each clip, like changing the environment. You want to keep your audience engaged. And if you keep doing transitions, it's too repetitive. So to not do that, you're going to get a variety of different clips and you're going to create this really cool montage altogether that your audience is going to love and stay watching until the end. The more clips you get, the better. Again, pre-step 1 is to transfer all of the footage to the external hard drive, and then step 1 is to bring all of the footage into Capcut, drag down the timeline. You want to wait for about 10 to 15 minutes to let that optimize, and of course do your color adjustments where it's the +5 for temperature, +15 for saturation, -1 for exposure, and +1 for contrast. Step 2 is the rough cut, like the short form content. However, this one's different because if I'm doing a fast-paced video, I am going to do 1 to 2 second clips and create a montage just with that. And when I'm done going through and clipping all of the clips to 1 to 2 seconds, I pretty much make sure it looks good and then it's good to go. However, if I am doing a video with a voiceover, that's different because my rough cut is going to consist of making each clip about 4 to 5 seconds. And then I will go in and as I'm watching the video, I'm scripting the video in Google Docs. And then I will use my phone using the app Voice Recorder and my monosourcing mini mic that has a like little adapter that plugs into my phone and then it's Bluetooth, and I will use that to record my voiceover and then I will input it into CapCut under my track for that video, and then I'll lock my clips in place, cut my voiceover any like breaths, pauses, buts, and then I will lock the voiceover, the audio bar, and then I will unlock the clips and then basically line up the clips with the voiceover, and then that's the rough cut for my voiceover content. Step 4 is adding in transitions if needed. For a lot of my short form content, I really don't use transitions unless it's ones where say you do like the swipe, you can do the little hand twirl, you can do up, you can do like a snap with a finger. Any of those transitions I like to do myself. I don't like to use a lot of like the pull in, pull out, circle, swipe left, swipe right. I don't like to use a lot of those in my content because I feel like it's too hectic with what I do already. If I want to, I put them in. If I don't want to, I don't. Step 5 is to add in my text for my intro and outro. So I personally like to use the font Cooper Black, and I do it in a font size 8. And I also use the shadow lift effect. You're seeing the settings on the screen specifically. And then for the animation, I always use wave 3, and I put the time for that at about 2 seconds just so that I can fully like ride across the screen. And then for my intro text, it usually says something like what the video is about, the title, something that's going to really grab the viewer's attention. And then for my outro text, it'll say something like comment, and follow for more, or see you next time, or would you use this product? What did you think of today's video? Just something to get the viewer to engage with the post, or like I said, like, comment, follow, answer a question. You want to try to get their attention and get them to stay or get them to talk to you and engage with you. Step 6 is to watch the video all the way through, and this should be a way shorter process because it's short form content. And after you've watched the video through, you are happy with your results, you're proud of it, you think your viewers will love it, you can go ahead and export it to the external hard drive. And then from there, what I like to do is I actually schedule my content on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube Shorts. I batch my content every month, and batching takes me about anywhere from 2 to 5 days depending on the content that I'm filming. And I also film like almost everything in my life anyway, so it makes it less content to batch. And then I edit everything, I schedule everything, because also with my life, I never know when I'm going to be able to do my work or when I'm not going to feel good. So I batch everything so that you have content all the time. If you want a video on my entire process from planning my content to filming my content in batches, editing, scheduling, like the entire workflow, let me know in the comments and I will make that for you as well. And that is everything that I use to film and edit my videos for long form and short form content for all of my social media. I really hope that you found this video helpful, and if you're you're looking forward to my video where I talked about all of my content creator essentials, everything that I use for my content creation business, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and turn on post notifications so you don't miss a future upload. I really hope that you enjoyed today's video and found it helpful, and if you did, leave a comment below letting me know which was your favorite tip. And with that being said, I hope you have an amazing day, and I will see you in the next one. See ya!